common in Europe during most of the Middle Ages, until along came the Norwegian brown rat, or Rattus norvegicus. Of course, he's not really from Norway, but somebody always has to get the blame for these things, and this time the Norwegians got it. Well, these two rats didn't get along. They didn't like each other, so they fought. Something like this. For those of you with cameras, again in slow motion. Well, lucky for these two rats, they had very differing temperaments. You see, the black rat, he's a climber. He likes it where it's high and dry, so he just goes up and lives in the attic of your house. And the brown rat's a swimmer. He likes it where it's dark and damp, so he goes and lives in your basement. He's the one that swims up through the sewer pipes into your toilet in the morning. So what does this have to do with the Renaissance? Well, rats carry fleas and fleas carry disease. It was the European rat fleet that helped carry the bubonic plague as it swept across Europe in the late Middle Ages. By the time it was done, it had killed off nearly half of Europe's population. Again, what does this have to do with the Renaissance? Well, people at that time were living under a feudal system of government where you had the royalty, the nobility up above, and the peasants down below, and nothing in the middle. Well, suddenly, half of the population was gone. There were crops to be brought in. There was land available, and those peasants who'd been working for slave wages had an opportunity to demand a higher wage. And you could say it was the beginning of the end of the feudal age and the rise of the middle class. Another outcome was a change in language. In England, the language spoken by the nobility and the learned people was Latin, and it was taught by monks in monasteries. Well, monasteries are very small communities packed with people, and the bubonic plague swept through there, wiping out a lot of those teachers, which allowed English, which was just the common language of the peasants, to rise up and become the international language it is today. So there are your fun facts about rats and fleas and the plague. Now I think it's time to fling a rat. Yes? Yes? Yes! Okay, this is an opportunity for all you little rat catchers out there. I'm going to fling a rat with the ratapult, and you're going to have a chance to catch it. And if you catch it, you get to keep it. Now all you have to do is run down the hill and join that surly-looking mob. And like I said, if you catch the rat, you keep it. All right, now what you see before you, ladies and gentlemen, is a recreation of a medieval siege engine known as a trebuchet. Now, catapults had been in use since Roman times, but the trebuchet was a medieval innovation. It was a technology developed in the Middle East and brought back to Europe by returning crusaders. So if you imagine the time when knights in armor were living in castles, this is the machine somebody thought up to knock that castle down. Of course, those machines would have been much larger. This slim, skinny throwing arm would have actually been an entire tree trunk, hurling huge stone projectiles or dead animals, what have you. This is your smaller, play-at-home version. All right. We'll get this rat in the pouch here and see if we can fling it. All right, now you parents needn't be too concerned about your children's safety. Not that you seem to have been all that concerned up to this point. These are simply beanbag rats, so it's burlap stuffed with pinto beans. So if you were the lucky parent of the child that brings one of these home tonight, all you have to do is put a little pot of water on the stove, you have a boil-in-the-bag meal right there.
Wow.
The tails, however, are very tasty fried, just so you know. All right, now I need a young volunteer who'd like to pull the trigger of this machine. How can I say no? She's magical and she might cast a spell on me. All right, here we are, about to hurl dead rodents at incredible speeds towards the upturned faces of innocent children. If that's not quality family entertainment, I'd like to know what is. All set? All right, just give that a nice steady pull. Just start pulling on it. There you go. You may cheer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know what you're saying to yourselves. You're saying, well, Rat Catcher Robert, that was amazing. That was astounding. That was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I might as well just go home right now, because I'll never see anything as amazing as that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to inform you that you were wrong. For the fact is, I have not yet shown you the true power of this machine. Now, in order to do that, I must do two things. First, I have to clear the field. Everybody has to come back up. Clear the field. There are no more rats to catch. So everybody come back. Everybody has to come back. You have to come back. You have to come back. Everybody. Good, good, good. All right. And the other thing I have to do is find something else to fling. For as much fun as it is to fling a rat, they don't really fly that far. Now, when you look at a rat at first, it seems to be fairly well designed for a projectile. It has a pointy little head and a wide rump and a long tail to stabilize itself in flight. However, the rat is hindered in its flight by virtue of being covered entirely in fur. No, get away from the dumpster. Everybody get away. Get away. Get away. They thought they were invisible. Or the rat is hindered in its flight by virtue of being covered entirely in fur. Now this of course stands to reason. When's the last time you saw a furry jetliner streak across the sky? So we have to find something else to throw. Something smoother, rounder, with a little more weight. Something like, I don't know, maybe a pumpkin! Woo! Really? A pumpkin! Yeah! All right, now as I load this in here, let me remind you once more that this is medieval technology, and although the machine has been fairly reliable so far, and the pumpkin generally goes that way, it has been known to go this way or even that way. So please pay attention to your surroundings. If you see something orange and round flying at your face, just step aside so it can hit the person standing behind you. All right, we're all clear. I need one more volunteer. Here you go, darling. All right, I want to thank you all for coming to the fair today and for leaving your contribution at the front gate to support the many fine programs of the Arts Council and for supporting the fair in general that benefits so many other organizations in our community. However, I want to tell you that if you've enjoyed my little show today, please feel free to leave a tip in the helmets and the bowls here at the fence line or give them to me personally, because I want to assure you that any monies you leave with me here today will not be turned over by me to any charitable organization or institution, but will be retained solely for my own personal enrichment. On that, you have my solemn rat catcher vow. We're all set? All right, give that rope a pull. Let's see if we can launch a pumpkin. Pull, pull, keep pulling, keep pulling. There you go. Rim shot. Okay, got onto the first bounce. You may cheer again. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Rat Catcher Roberts Show. Thank you so much.